Good morning, this is Sarah, your healthy carnivore in the UK on day 54. I had to shut my mirror on my visor. I don't know why it was open, but it was distracting me seeing my face twice. This video is going to be, do I have any news? I have news. I was watching, here we go. Guess who I was watching last night? I was watching Mitch from OK Carnivore last night. What a shock. And he read out one of my comments. It was on a video he did about 2 or 3 days ago. He didn't do his regular video yesterday, so I watched an old one because I enjoyed it. And right near the end, he was reading out comments and he read one of mine out. I'm just gonna, there's no point really putting the screenshot in of it because you really can't see what it says or that it's even me. But I might pop it in later if I remember. So day 54, feeling great. Got my burger patties to eat in about 10 minutes time. And this morning I was thinking, what am I going to talk about? And then I remembered that at some point in the future, somebody is going to want to video me, interview me on a video to say, so you messed about all that time and then you sorted yourself out. Tell me how you found carnivore. I'm hoping to go back on the Dave Mack channel, but I'm not going to do that until I'm really, really settled. I'm thinking 6-month mark at least. He's not going to want to tolerate another video from me until I'm really settled, which is fine by me. So, Sarah, how did you find carnivore? And my response to that would be, well, my story is the same as many women my age. Lots and lots of yo-yo dieting, very low calorie diets, low fat diets, cutting out the fat, be it going to bed hungry, going to bed miserable, associating getting slim with being starving, and then in let me guess. No, let's not guess. We're going to work it out, haven't we? In 1999, I discovered a very famous, in the UK at least, slimming club. It's not the one beginning with WW. It's the UK-based one that's pretty much the same thing. And I discovered you could eat everything and lose weight. And because I was so much younger at that point, because I was probably 22, 23 at that point, the weight did come off me. It was a low fat plan. There was loads of carbs, but it was fat free. And because I was so much younger, the weight did fall off me. But, you know, fat free means trashing hormones, trashing your metabolism, messing up your body, being unhappy. So when I decided to become a slimming consultant for them back in 2006, I started struggling with my weight because my body had got to the point where I didn't want to lose weight anymore. Half our members couldn't lose weight. And, you know, I do say this, I'm not a man hater in any stretch of the imagination, but it was the men that the weight fell off. And it was the middle-aged women sitting there, scratching their heads, nothing's happening. Basically, we'd trashed our hormones. We'd all got the same thing. We'd all been years and years of yo-yo dieting and now couldn't lose weight. And then in 2010, I quit that because it was just so demoralizing. I seemed to not be able to lose weight. The members couldn't lose weight and it was just misery. Then I had my second son. He was a terrible sleeper and didn't sleep in the day and cried a lot. And so I ended up getting to my top weight of, at that time, 215 pounds. And not only the weight, even though the weight was a bit annoying, it wasn't really my biggest problem, in that I just felt like crap. I had loads of inflammation. I was probably pre-diabetic. I wasn't tested, but a lot of my friends were starting to get pre-diabetic, so I probably was. I had gastritis, psoriasis, mild anxiety, mild depression, no sleep, and was starting to feel horrendous. I'll pop the photo of me, a before and after photo of me in there, so you can see that I was quite inflamed at that time, which is probably why when at the end of 2014, when I gave up sugar and wheat, which was my first brainwave that I was going to do, I did lose quite a lot of bloating quite quickly. I lost 10 pounds in 10 days, and then I lost another 10 pounds in another 10 days, which still blows my head off now. I must have been just incredibly inflamed at that time. And then I was on Twitter. I know we call it X now, don't we? I'm not on there anymore. But it just so happens that I was connected up to the partner, could still be partner, but I think ex-partner of Amber O'Hearn. And if you've been in this community for any length of time, you may have heard of Amber O'Hearn. She was quite a trailblazer back in the time. And she, her husband, partner, could be ex-partner, he said, well, that's incredible that you've given up sugar and wheat, but what else are you prepared to give up? And I was like, well, I'm quite happy with the way I am, thanks. But because I was so open to new information at that time, he said, well, my wife / partner at the time, could still be, apologies if I've got this wrong. He said, my wife / partner is only eats meat, just eats meat. And she manages her weight perfectly doing that. So that, you know, being that I'm such an open-minded person who questions things and doesn't just dismiss things, I thought that sounds fascinating. And he sent me a link to her at the time blog, which I believe is still up there. I haven't accessed her original website for many years, so assuming it's still available on the internet to be found. And I just went through all of her articles and just found her fascinating. And went to keto and then went to carnivore quite quickly. And so in December 2014 it was my first carnivore experiment, and that is how I found it. And it does worry me that I was so open-minded, because I am frightened that I could so easily have gone down the vegan route. I'm just so blessed and thankful and grateful that I did find somebody from the carnivore influence first, because it would have been so easy for me to just, all it would have taken is someone saying, well, I've been doing plant-based and I felt fantastic. I probably wouldn't have stayed plant-based because my body rejects it. My body hates plant-based. I would have struggled, but I'm so glad I didn't have to go down that route first and then find carnivore. I'm glad I went straight there. So I went straight from a standard UK crappy whole grains, low fat lifestyle, you know, got taken straight into the carnivore world, thank goodness. Obviously it does make me feel a little bit sad that I found carnivore before it became trendy and cool, and I'm now only on day 54 of my zillionth restart. That obviously can make me feel sad, but I'm a firm believer that it's not too late. I don't think it's ever too late. You know, there are people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s finding this, who would say to me, definitely not too late, but just knuckle down, get on with it. And I think that's why I'm so attached to the Old Guy Carnivore channel at the moment, because he has made videos to say, you know, some of his videos really do speak to me. He's got a video that's quite trending. I've mentioned it before, probably, called The Painful Truth of Carnivore. And he's very empathetic and saying, you know, I totally get why my own daughter is struggling with this, because she's still got her social life going on and, you know, wants to go out and be, you know, celebrate with food and eat the stuff. And that makes me feel a little bit better, because he can empathize. But at the same time, that underriding message of, at some point, please do something, because you don't want to get to 75 where I was and you're still not where you want to be. And so I think that I find his channel incredibly humbling, because he has said on a number of occasions he wished he'd found it years ago. And so I've managed to go on from how I found it to talking about Mitch again. But yeah, if you are, I've shared that. It's just called The Painful Truth of the Carnivore. He didn't actually think it was going to be very successful, and it's one of his top 5 videos, I believe. And yeah, so that's how I found it. And I did lose some more weight doing it. Managed to lose another 15 pound, and I got to 35 pound, and I was looking really good. And then I've done another video of how I stopped, which I don't want to bang on about now. There's no need. It's just too annoying and too depressing to think about. But I'm on day 54 of what I believe is my strongest attempt, because I'm so resigned, So I have not wavered. It's very easy to say on day 1, this is it forever. It's very easy to say on day 5, this is it forever. But to get to day 54 and still absolutely no doubt, no wavering, no questioning, no what ifs. I'm done. I'm absolutely done. And we can set our own self-fulfilling prophecies, can't we? We can say, I'm imperfect, so I'm probably going to stop. Or we can say, I'm not going to stop. Just keep telling all parts of your brain that you're not going to stop, and it will eventually believe it. That's the plan. Well, thank you if you've got the way through that. Tomorrow I will think of something else to talk about. It will be Saturday, so I'll have more time to think of something on day 55. So wherever you are, enjoy the sun if you've got it. And as Mitch would say, enjoy your coffee if you've got it. And eat your meat, drink the water, and thrive. Take care, guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.